For more on this story, James Farwell joins me via Skype from New Orleans. He's senior fellow at Middle East Institute. Thank you so much for joining us. So what do you make of this resignation of McGurk as well as that of Mattis? What does that tell us about what's happening in the White House right now?
It tells us that there is a division among the people who have been part of the government over what to do about Syria. One infers from the president's tweet, through which he issued his instruction to pull down troops, that he doesn't see any strategic value to maintaining a U.S. troop presence in Syria. Secretary Mattis and Mr. McGurk, who had worked in both the George W. Bush administration, the Obama administration, and was also held over by the Trump administration, agrees with Mr. Mattis. They both think that this is a terrible decision, that it will open the way to Iranian expansionism in the region, that it could lead to a resurgence in the strength of ISIS, which, while having been beaten back, is not defeated, and could have an adverse effect on regional stability. In addition, and I think this is really very important, there are some unanswered questions. Even though the president has said that he wants to draw down American troops, he has not addressed, for example, the question that the Turks think about a lot, which is what posture will the United States take as to the Kurds, especially the Syrian Democratic Forces, who have been a strong ally in Iraq and in Syria in fighting ISIS. Within the United States, there would be a lot of unhappiness if the Kurds were not protected, and the president has not spoken to that.
Some other commentators have suggested that Trump has completely abandoned his earlier priorities to defeat ISIS. Do you agree with that?
One can only go on what the president says. I don't speak for the president. I just speak for myself. My impression is that within his heart, he sees defeating ISIS as a top priority. He has a different view, apparently, as to what constitutes the defeat of ISIS.
Certainly, because he is pulling troops out of Syria, but not Iraq, for example. What do you make of that?
That's extremely important. President Obama drew a lot of criticism for drawing U.S. troops out of Iraq. There are many people who feel that had he not done so, that the gains that ISIS made a few years ago in Iraq would not have taken place, that the U.S. troop presence was a stabilizing presence. President Obama's view was we could not reach a status of forces agreement. The Iraqis wanted us out, so out we went. I've seen no indication at all from this White House that they intend to lessen the presence of this country in Iraq, and I think it would be a mistake if we did so. Our presence there plays a stabilizing role.
All right, James Farwell, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing your thoughts.